Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Tonight. It's tonight. It is 7:38 p.m. on this very cold Friday evening. I just went outside to see if I could vlog outside because Alex is upstairs watching TV. He's watching White Lotus, but I think that he has his AirPods in, so I can vlog down here. So anyway, without him listening to me, it's so weird because like sometimes like the videos that I do, if he's upstairs listening, like it doesn't bother me at all. Like if I'm doing like a drama video, it doesn't really bother me if he's like listening. But like sometimes like if I'm like doing a Peterisms video or if I'm vlogging or something, like I don't know why it'd be like if you were like having, you know, I know it sounds so strange, but it'd be like if you were having like a conversation with like a close friend of yours and then like somebody was just like sitting there like, maybe like if they were in the room, like sitting there part of the conversation, that'd be like one thing, but if they were like listening to the whole thing from like, you know what I mean? Like anyway, so it's just kind of weird, but I'm just gonna have to probably get over it because he's gonna be here, you know, much of the time in the winter that I'm vlogging, but I went outside and I was like, okay, it's way too cold for me to vlog outside tonight. There's just no way that I can do it. Actually, let's look and see what the weather is outside. He doesn't care though anyway, so he's so sweet about that. I've had a very productive day today. Let's see what it says. The weather app always opens and then like the Weather Channel app and then it closes down again. Okay, so it's currently 31 degrees and it feels like 22. So it's very cold. And it's actually been snowing a lot today, you guys. Caroline and I were at brunch and I was like, oh my God, Caroline, it's snowing. She was like, oh, it looks so pretty. So snow showers this evening, becoming partly cloudy later, low 24. And then tomorrow, 29 for a high, Sunday 28. Yeah, we're like, it's gonna be cold. 34, wait, let's see, 20, okay, so tomorrow 29, Sunday 28, Monday 34, Tuesday 35, Wednesday 32, Thursday 22, Friday 10 degrees, you guys, Saturday 14, that's Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day, 19 degrees. And then it says on here, the 22nd, snow showers, 3 to 5 inches of snow expected. Oh my God, I'm so excited. That's on the 22nd, and then on the 23rd, variable cloudy with snow showers. So the 23rd, the 22nd and the 23rd, we're supposed to get snow showers. So it looks like it might be a white Christmas. It might be a white Christmas, which you guys know is all I want for Christmas. I have to tell you guys, okay, so real quick, I just want to show you this. I went to the post office today. I got a ton of packages, which I don't know when I'm going to open them. I'll either open them on my Peter Does Stuff channel tomorrow or Sunday. Tomorrow is my sobriety birthday, so I don't know how many videos I'm going to make. I do know that I'm probably going, well, I'll make a vlog, obviously, but I am going to make some video on my Peter Monn channel talking about sobriety. So, but I wanted to show this to you guys. This is amazing, and I just want to thank all of you out there. I know that in the Vloggerino group, because Bunny told me this, so hey Bunny, how are you? Bunny said that there's like the Christmas card thing. So last year, somebody arranged like a spreadsheet of Christmas cards, and like anybody that wanted to be on it could be on it, and then like, so if you were on the list, like everybody would send you a card, which I think is so nice. I love that people did that last year. You guys, I got a massive amount of Christmas cards. Look at this. I mean, just tons of Christmas cards. I don't even know. I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, postcard, 26, 20, oh, it's got Kathy on it. I love Kathy the cartoon. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31 Christmas cards I got. You guys, that is so nice. I really, really appreciate that. So I'm going to put on some Christmas movie later, and I'm going to go through those. And then I think I have 4 packages well, 4 packages that I had to like sign for, and then I had like 2 or 3 more in my PO box. Because sometimes like, well, I only had to sign for 1, I guess, but like depending on the size, like you have to go pick them up. So I had to go pick them up and stand in the line and everything like that. Which the line went really fast at the post office today. So yeah, so, but I'll show all that stuff on a video. If the weekend gets away from me, I'll do it on Monday. But I actually just got done filming 5 videos. I filmed a drama video, which I just posted. And I filmed a Peterisms video, which I've posted all these videos except for my BookTube video, which I just posted. I filmed a review video of Krispy Kreme donuts, their Christmas donuts, which I just posted. I filmed a Peter Does Stuff video because I put up the Christmas tree, so I did that one. Just posted that. And did I say I just put up the Christmas tree? Last night I did. I'll talk about that in a second. And then I filmed a BookTube video, which is uploading right now on the computer, which is a secret in it. The title is, and I'll talk more about this over here later, but the title is, Surprise, I'm writing my next book. So if you guys want to hear about that, go check out my next book that I'm writing over on my Peter Likes Books channel. And then, because I talk all about that on there. And then this, so 6 videos that I filmed today. Felt very productive. And let's see, so got up today, well last night, after I got done filming everything and uploading my videos, my vlog, I think I got it posted pretty early last night. I think it was done by like 9 o'clock. I went upstairs and I was like so tired. My eyes were tired and stuff. Sometimes from like just like looking at the computer and stuff, my eyes get really tired. Especially because like when I'm at the computer, like I put my reading glasses on and then I like walk around the house. If you wear reading glasses, tell me if you do the same thing. And then like I walk around the house with my reading glasses on, which is not smart. I totally understand now, like, do you remember like the old school days? I'm sure some people still do this, but they would have like the librarians and the teachers would have the reading glasses with like the chain around their neck so they could put it on. I totally understand why they do that now or did that then. Because you take them off and you put them on. Take them off. I mean, I constantly am taking off and putting on my reading glasses. In fact, I was sitting here watching a movie last night on my iPad because like the iPad is like right here, and so I have to wear reading glasses to watch it. And I have thought that my reading glasses are smudged because they get so dirty because I'm constantly taking them off and my fingers on them. So I'm constantly cleaning my glasses. And I have like the little cloths that you clean them with. I actually like just the little cloths versus like the ones that have like the wet cloths. I don't really like the wet cloths so much, but sometimes I just like that, you know, fog them up and clean them like that. But I don't know what happened, but this lens right here is all scratched in the middle. And I thought it was a smudge, and then I like looked at it through the light and I was like, oh, it's all scratched. And these are my favorite reading glasses that I wear. So I got on Caddis last night and I ordered another pair exactly like this because I love these so much. Actually, they had like horn-rimmed ones and I really liked those that were like, they had black horn rim. They had green ones too. They had black and they had like, it was like a moss green. And I liked both colors. I liked the black ones better, but I would have gotten the green, but both of them were sold out. So when they come back in, I'll probably get some of those. But anyway, so I ordered those and I ordered another case to keep them in. That way maybe I'll keep them a little bit nicer. So yeah, so last night I lay down and took a little bit of a nap while Alex was watching TikToks and stuff like that before we went to bed. I think, what time did I get up? I can't remember. But I woke up and I don't even remember what time I woke up. It was like, I don't know, maybe it was like 1 o'clock or something like that, and 1:30, and I watched the end of that Netflix series, Don't Pick Up the Phone. It was really, really good. Would highly recommend it. I'm gonna do a review of it over here. Somebody commented and said something about like me not talking about shows over here because like then they can't watch a show, it gives it away. I like almost never give anything away on a show over here. I like literally say the show that I'm watching and that's about it. And then I'll say like I'm gonna review it on my channel. I'll say it's good or it's not good. But like, I mean, I feel like people tweet that stuff out and put it on Facebook. It's not like I'm like, by saying like a show is good or I like a show, like I'm going to continue to say that. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I feel like that's the least that I can, I'm not going to just say I'm watching a certain show, period. Like, you know, because I know that there's people also that like miss me talking about shows. But I am trying to like keep the full review and the full spoilers and everything over on my review channel. So I'm going to review over there Don't Pick Up the Phone, which I finished last night, which was the documentary on Netflix. I didn't know anything about that case, so that was interesting to watch. And then White Lotus 2, I'm going to do a review of. And then I think I might do a review of this Christmas movie that I watched last night. It came up on Netflix. I actually looked it up, and it's from 2017. And Jessica Alba is in it, and some other people that are famous, but Vincent D'Onofrio, is that how you pronounce his name? It's called El Camino Christmas. I've never heard of this movie before, but it was good, and it like I was crying at the end of it. So if you're looking for a Christmas movie to watch, it's a little bit different than most Christmas movies. It's called El Camino Christmas, and it's on Netflix, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. So anyway. So yeah, so I watched that, and then I started watching this other movie on Netflix. I think it's called I Believe in Santa. I watched like 5 minutes of it, and then I was like, I'm gonna go to bed, because by that point it was like really late. Yeah, it's called I Believe in Santa. It's number 2 on top movies in the USA. So I watched like 5 minutes of that, and then I was like, I need to go to bed. So I went to bed, and then I got up today, and Caroline picked me up, and I went and got my blood work done, just so they could check my levels and stuff like that. And they really had a hard time like finding my vein. Like she was so nice, the woman that was like working with me. And she was like, she kept like, was looking for, she goes, I'm not going to dig. She was like, I'm not going to go in there and dig. She's like, because I don't want to hurt you. She was like, do you drink a lot of water? And I was like, I do drink quite a bit of water. She was like, it's weird. She was like, because usually people that don't drink any water and aren't hydrated, she said, are the ones that, she said, does your doctor tell you to drink a lot of water before you come into get your blood taken? And I said, I've never had a doctor tell me that. And she said, and the other woman, they were talking about it, and she was like, none of the doctors ever tell their patients to do this. And she was like, well, and for future knowledge, she was like, before you come and get your blood taken, like the night before and the morning of, she was like, drink a lot of water. And she said it'll help hydrate you, and then we can find your veins easier. But anyway, they had a really hard time finding a vein like in my arm, and so they ended up taking blood from my hand, because she was like, you have really prominent veins in your hand. So they ended up it hurt when they like stuck it, but other than that, so got my blood taken. And then after that, Caroline and I, what did we do after that? Oh, I went and got the donuts at Krispy Kreme Donuts. And then we went to go eat brunch at Patashu, which was delicious. Caroline had the Cuban with scrambled eggs on top, and she had Diet Coke. And I had the California Dreamer, which is like egg whites and white cheddar, and I've told you guys this before, but anyway, I think it's egg whites. And it's kind of like supposed to be like this California omelet, and it has like green peppers in it and hot peppers, and then I add Gouda to it, and it's real spicy. And then I got potatoes on the side and everything bagel toasted with cream cheese. And then I had coffee, which was macadamia cream. Today it was so good. And then Caroline, I gave her half of my bagel because she was eyeing it. And I could tell she wanted it. I go, do you want my half of my bagel? She was like, if you're not going to eat it, I go, yeah, I'm not going to eat it, just have it. So she had half of my bagel. But I was hungry today. And while we were at brunch, we were sitting right by the window. It was so pretty. It was like snowing so hard, and it was like big flakes of snow. You know, like when you watch like Charlie Brown's Christmas at the beginning of that, it was just like absolutely beautiful outside. So that was really fun. And then after that, I went and bought some Christmas presents for Alex. And then we went to the post office, was the next place that we went. And then after the post office, we went to Costco because Caroline needed to get some things from Costco, and I ran into somebody at Costco that I want to give a shout out to. Hold on a second. And that is Marianne. Marianne came up to me at Costco. And she was very, very nice. And she was like, I just want to let you know, I've left a lot of comments on your videos, but I work at Costco. Anytime you want to come in here, anytime you want to try new things, just let me know. She was like, text me, call me. So I got her number. She was very sweet. So Marianne, hello, how are you? She was so nice, and she gave me a hug. And I was like, can I have a Christmas hug? She was like, yeah. She gave me a hug. She was so sweet. It was so funny because she came up to me, and I was like walking to find Caroline, and I was calling her and she didn't answer. And so somebody said, Peter, and I thought it was Caroline, and I like turned, and this woman's standing there, and I was like, yeah. And she goes, how are you? And I go, good. Like I had no clue who she was, right? And so she goes, oh, it's so good to see you. And I go, it's good. Thanks. It's good to see you too. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, do I know her or something? Because like, you know, sometimes like, you know, people like, especially for me, like from meetings and stuff like that. And like, maybe like I met him like once or twice, and like we had a conversation after the meeting, but like, I like can't put a face to a name kind of thing. And I looked at her finally, and I was like, do I know you? And she goes, no. She goes, but I've left a lot of comments on your videos. She said, especially about like you doing like the Costco videos and stuff like that. She was so nice. I thought she was going to say, and we're going to ask you not to ever film in Costco again. Because one time when I was filming in Costco, somebody came up to me and they were like, can you please not film in Costco, right? And I was like, yeah, sure. But I had my like camera out. Like the last time I did it with my phone. But she was so nice. So anyway, Marianne, hello, how are you? Give her a little shout out. And then I like walked a couple more aisles, and I found Caroline, and so Caroline's like, where were you? And I was like, oh, I was like talking to this woman, and she was like, yeah, she leaves comments on your videos. I go, how do you know that? And she was like, because I saw the comment that she left, or the comments that she leaves on your videos. So Caroline must read the comments on my videos. I didn't know that, but anyway, so that was real cute. And then we were looking for chicken stock for Caroline because of something that her husband is making, and he needed chicken stock, and we couldn't find it. And then and when we were standing like right there, so she was looking like down this lane, this aisle, and it was like beef stock, and then they had like chicken, what do you call it? Like chunk chicken, and then like chicken bouillon, but she wanted it, like it had to say chicken stock on the box. And so we were standing there at the end of the aisle, like with our cart, and I go, well, I don't know what to tell you, Caroline. And she's like, well, I don't want to have to go, you know, somewhere else if they don't have it here. I'm like, I can't believe they don't have it here. Literally right there at the end. You know how like they have stuff on the end of the aisle at Costco? Like right there, it said, they had all these boxes of chicken stock. And I go, well, Caroline, I don't know. I go, oh, there's chicken stock right there. So we got the chicken stock, and then we left. It was so funny because when we were walking in, I shouldn't say this is so bad, but there was a guy that was walking out, and he had like a cart, and he was pushing a cart with 2 bottles of Tito's vodka in it. And Caroline goes, that is so me. I go, Caroline? And she's like, well, it is. I go, that's not the only thing you come to Costco for. She bought her husband something, but I won't say what, because in case he watches my vlogs, which I know he doesn't, she bought him a coffee maker. Anyway, she was like, we really need a new Keurig because like the one he's had the same one for like the last 2 years, and he uses it every day. And I was like, mine's kind of like, it's just not working that great, and I'm thinking that I need to get one too. So I'm thinking about maybe getting one. Oh, speaking of which, y'all know tomorrow is my sobriety birth date. And Alex is going to this Christmas party that I'm sure he'll have a blast at, and I love the people that are having the party. The girl that's having the party is like one of his dear friends, and I love her, and Sarah's going and all that kind of stuff, but I just was like, that's not really how I want to spend my sobriety birthday. So I was like, babe, you just go. But anyway, I called Tanya, and I was like, what are you doing Saturday night? And she was like, I'm just working and getting stuff ready for the grandkids, because her grandkids and her stepdaughter and grandkids are coming next week for Christmas. And so I said, and she's really excited about it because this is like the first time they've ever spent Christmas here. So she's super excited about it. And like Tanya can't really ever travel during the holidays because of running the kennel. And so she has to always be here for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, so she can never like go away for big holidays. So they get to all be together this year, and she's super excited about it. So anyway, I said, well, what are you doing Saturday night? And she said, I don't have any plans. Why? She was like, is there something that you want to do? And I said, well, it's my sobriety birthday, and I'm gonna do this juice cleanse. I know. Alex just asked me today. He was like, he knew I went to Cafe Patish, and he goes, so did you start your juice cleanse today? Because the juice is already in the fridge. They're from that Pressed place. I've got them on here before and talked about them. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I love these juices from Pressed. So I'm doing just like a couple days. Like, I think it's like two, I think I bought 4 days worth of juices, but I'll do like 2, and then I'll carry them out throughout the week and just like drink a juice here and there. Tanya loves them too. I got her hooked on them. But anyway, so if you're looking for a juice cleanse, or you can just buy juices just to like supplement your like day and stuff like that. They have like green juices, they have like citrus juices, they have all like the almond milk ones at night before you go to bed. It's called Pressed, Pressed, and they deliver nationally, and you just like pick a day. Like if you pick I ordered them when we were in California, and then they delivered them on Wednesday. So I want to do the juice cleanse starting on Monday, so I don't want to go out to dinner on Tuesday night for my birthday, because we usually go out to dinner for our birthdays, sobriety birthdays. So I said, well, why don't we go out to dinner on Saturday and then like go, because I haven't been to the Meijer with Tanya Jean and just walked around the Meijer or the Costco or something like that in so long. And she's like, well, I have some more Christmas shopping I need to do at like Macy's or something like that. And I go, or Target or whatever. And I said, I'll go anywhere. I said, let's just go. And so she was like, okay. She was like, why don't you have Alex drop you off, like, on the way to the party? And I said, that would be great, and we'll have fun. And I said, if he can't, because he's like, I don't know what time he's going over to the party. So if he's going real early, I'll just take an Uber over there or whatever. And then she's going to bring me back. And so I'm so excited. Tanya and I we're just going to go out to dinner somewhere casual, like Mexican or O'Charlie's or something like that. But I'm really excited about it. It's because it's just going to be like a Tanya and Peter night, like going out to dinner and like, driving around and hanging out and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. I would kind of like to go to Target. I haven't been to Target in a long time and just like walked around the Target, you know what I mean? That's like one of the things that I like love that I don't do very often anymore, is just like, because it's weird, like that's like, I don't just like take an Uber to the grocery store and have somebody like drop me off. But I would go to the grocery store, you guys know, like 5 times a week before, and now it's like the only time I go is if like somebody takes me, and usually they like wait in the car, or they'll come in with me just to because they have to get a couple things. And so I don't like people to have to wait, and so like if it's Caroline or Alex or whoever, they'll wait, they don't mind at all, but I don't like making people wait. So I try to like be, like hurry and whatever. I miss just like walking around Target for like an hour and just being like da 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 da. What do I see that I want to get, So I'm really excited. That'll be fun. And we'll get fountain pops, of course, or maybe coffee is at Starbucks. I don't know. So that's tomorrow night. And then Sunday, Alex and I will probably do brunch somewhere and then relax for the weekend. We still have to watch Salt Lake City. We haven't caught up on Salt Lake City this week. So we'll either watch that tonight or we'll watch that on Sunday. So what was I saying? So yeah, so Caroline and I, we went to Costco, and then after Costco, did we go anywhere after Costco? I don't think we did. Then she brought me home. So it was a good day. It was a really good day. And then when I came home, Alex had, he was literally pulling in, right behind us. And so I got all my stuff out, and then Caroline said hi to Alex, and then she left. She gave me a hug, and then she left. And then I came in, brought all my stuff in, and I was having a moment where I was really tired. I totally could have just laid down for the night. I was like, if you lay down, it will be over. So I was like, okay. So I immediately came downstairs, and I filmed my drama video, and then I filmed all those other videos. Yeah. And then, and I think I'm just gonna I don't know, Alex is watching White Lotus. I'm sure he's gonna be so hooked on watching it that he won't want to watch something else tonight. So I'll probably, I don't there is one saying that Jennifer Coolidge says. Do you guys know what I'm talking about the gays? It's my favorite line from the whole show. And Tanya and I, now that we keep on sending the meme, I sent it to her last night because it's so funny when anyway, I can't say it, but it's so funny. Anyway, I don't know why I love Jennifer Coolidge so much, but I do. There's a lot of people that don't like her. Like, I feel like I've said to a couple people, like, God, I love Jennifer Coolidge so much, and they're like, I don't like her. Like, she just is, like, I don't like her as an actress. And I'm like, I love Jennifer Coolidge. Like, I think she's fantastic. I do. Talked to my sponsor for a long time today, and, well, not a super long time, but I was talking to her before Caroline came. And she's going to come on Tuesday to the meeting, and she is bringing one of her new sponsees with her, she said. So she's like, I want you to meet one of your new sponsee sisters. I was like, oh, I'm real excited. So she's going to come on Tuesday. And then we were talking. It was funny because we were talking, and she said something about, like, whenever, like, it's coming up on her sobriety date, like, she always has all these weird feelings. And so she was asking me, like, you know, do you have, like, all these weird feelings about, like, you know, like, where you were, like, 28 years ago or whatnot. And I said, you know what's so strange about it is, I said, oh, by the way, I have to tell you a funny story. Okay, this happened like 2 months ago. I can't believe I didn't tell this, but since I was talking about Marianne that I ran into at Costco. So I was talking to my sponsor one night who, like, every once in a blue moon, she'll turn on, like, one of my vlogs, but, like, very rarely she ever does. And so she was, like, with friends, I think, or it was like family. It was like a family reunion or something like that. And she said that, like, one of her, I think it was like her cousin or her aunt came up to her. I think it was her family reunion, and yeah, because I think it was like a cousin or an aunt or something like that came up to her and said, who knows, you know, obviously that she's in recovery and stuff like that. I mean, she lives out loud just like I do, and was like, they asked her, like, do you know the YouTuber Peter Monn? And she was like, why are you asking me that? And like her aunt or cousin or whatever said, I watch, like, all of his videos, and he always talks about his sponsor, and he always talks about his sponsor being a woman, and he's kind of described her and whatever. And I know that his sponsor has to be you. And, like, you know, it's an anonymous program. I could care less. I told her, I said, you can tell him I said hi. I mean, I could care less, you know, whatever. And she's like, no, that's not how this program works and whatever. I said, I know, but I don't care, right? And so she was like, well, and this is so funny because the other thing is I was, like, I think it was like my third session. Well, anyway, so she said, oh no, she said, I just kind of played it off like I had no idea what she was talking about. She said, but I didn't realize that there were, like, people around here that, like, watched her videos. I was like, yeah, sometimes, like, people, like, come up to me and say things and whatever. And she was like, oh, that's so nice. She was like, I had no idea. she was like, that was so crazy to me. She was like, I was like, how did they figure this out? She was like, I didn't know. It was like my, second or third session with our therapist that we have now, like, but it was like an individual session that I had with him, and he was, like, asking me, like, stuff about, like, my day of, like, filming, you know, like, filming videos, like, when I had done them in the past and things like that, because at that time I wasn't filming videos. And I said to him, I said, I know this is kind of a crazy question, I said, but, like, do you have, like, other people that do things similar to me as clients? And he was like, you know, I've had people in the past that, like, you know, are, like, in the entertainment field or whatever. He was real vague about it. And, and I said something, and he was like, but you do, I can't, anyway. His girlfriend had, like, known, like, who, like, she had known of, like, my videos, and had, like, told him that, like, I had, like, taken a break from, like, making YouTube videos and stuff like that. And so, like, he had put two and two together, like, when we started working together. And he's like, you know, of course I can't say anything to her and whatever. And I was like, you can tell her that I said hi. I don't care. He's like, no, I would never do that to you. And I was like, well, I said, I'm telling you that you can. He's like, no, I would never do that. But I thought that was funny that she knows, like, he's like, I said, how did she find me? And he goes, she watches, like, all of the beauty influencers and stuff like that. And she's always, like, kept up with all of that kind of stuff. I was like, that is so funny. That is so crazy. So anyway, but I thought that was really, really nice. And yeah. I think it's interesting, like, when I read the comments from people, like, that will say, like, oh, I'm in such and such town in Indiana or whatever. It's funny how many people, it stopped. It's funny how many people, so anyway, just in case this turns into a huge thing, because I know people will, like, my therapist and my sponsor both are very keen on keeping my anonymity, so they didn't breach that whatsoever, because I know that there'll be that one person that takes that and runs with it. But anyway, what was I gonna say? It's crazy to me, like, how many people are from Indiana that watch my vlog, especially that watch my vlog. I think mostly that watch my vlog, because I don't really get that comment on, like, my other channels. Like, I don't get it, like, a lot of my drama videos or whatever. Like, I mean, I get it every once in a while, like, you know, oh, I live on Indianapolis too, I live on the south side or whatever. But, like, it's really interesting, like, when I get it, like, or if, like, this is, like, what'll be crazy is when somebody will say, somebody just did it. It was just the other day, I was reading a comment on my vlog, and somebody said, I wondered if you went to that such and such too. Well, that Mary Ann said that to me today. She said, I wondered if this was the Costco that you came to. And then when I watched that video, I was like, oh my God, he comes to my Costco. But somebody else put it in a vlog. I was talking about something and they said, oh my God, I was wondering if this was the such and such that you came to. And I mean, I think it's like, it's not very mysterious if you live in Indianapolis, like what part of town I live on. I think people, like, kind of know and have figured it. If you live in Indianapolis, you know, like, what side of town I live on. And then, you know, there's been people that will be like, oh my God, I live, like, you know, like, really close. One day I was like, pulling, like, out of my neighborhood. This was like a year or two ago. And somebody, like, drove by and they were like, oh my God. They, like, freaked out. I wasn't pulling out of my driveway. I was pulling out of, like, our neighborhood. And they were like, oh my God. They, like, honking and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, that's so funny that somebody is, like, right here. Like, right. But anyway. I don't know why that's strange to me. But it just is. I guess because I kind of wonder, like, how do people know, like, that of, like, all the YouTubers to watch in the world that, like, I'm from Indiana. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, or does it have anything to do with, like, why they choose to watch me or something like that? I don't know. But anyway, my sponsor and I were talking today about, oh, look at that. Alex got a card all to himself. Just one card, all for Alex. Alex. Tanya Jean got a card. Tanya Jean Applestein. Oh my God, how nice is that? Who is this from? Let's see. Sarah. Sarah got a card for Tanya Jean. Alex got a card. Oh my God. Shannon said Peter Monn, Alex Paredes, and Boo Radley. Look at that. Sarah, cousin Caroline got a card. I guess I didn't get so many cards after all. Let's see how many of these cards are for other people. Hold on a second. Oh my God, Tanya Jean. She got another card. She got 2 cards. Cousin Caroline. Oh, I bet this is because of, like, on the card list, people put Tanya Jean. Cousin Caroline. Cousin Caroline got a lot of cards. Cousin Caroline. Tanya Jean. About over this. You should all just be for Peter Monn. I'm joking. That's so nice. I can't believe it, you guys. Alex. Aw, everybody's so sweet to send cards to Caroline and Tanya Jean. They will love that, you guys. That will mean so much to them. Aww, I love that. So anyway, my sponsor, she was like, are you feeling some kind of way about your birthday this year? And I said, you know, it's funny because I was just talking about this on my vlog last night, I was like, I'm not really like usually leading up to it, I think about like where I was like 28 years ago, like 2 weeks ago, if that makes sense. Like how desperate it was, how bad it was, you know, like I have this one memory. I don't know why I remember this, but I had like left the door propped open. I had like ordered a pizza and I had like left the door propped open downstairs for like the pizza guy to just like leave the pizza like inside the, I like left a note and was like, just leave the pizza inside the door and close the door or something. And so like I heard the door close or something. I can't remember how it happened, but anyway, I remember I got out of bed and I had this like ashtray, this huge ashtray, and it was like in the bed with me, and like a bottle of Jack Daniels that was empty. And like the bed was wet from this bottle of Jack Daniels that I like obviously spilled all over the place, and the ashtray just like turned over all of my sheets. You know, it was like there was just like cigarette butts and like ashes everywhere, and I just kind of like took it and just like threw it off. And I remember I just like brought this pizza up and just like ate this pizza in bed, and it was like, and I think about that and I think like that's kind of the condition of my living at that time, you know? I don't know, it's so weird to me when I think that way, that I was like okay to live that way. The last couple weeks were definitely the worst. And I didn't leave the house a lot. I do remember that. Like I was kind of like at that point, like not a lot of people wanted to see me. I do remember this one night. I don't know why I remember this night either, but like my one friend that I used to like party with a lot, but he also like worked and went to school and like could kind of maintain. He was a couple years older than me. He's the one that I talked to like probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, 3 or 4, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 years ago. And like of all of my friends, he's like the one that like stopped partying, got out of it. He like really kind of like learned from everything that I went through, ended up graduating, getting his master's degree, has a great job, bought a house in a really cool neighborhood, you know, is very athletic today and things like that, has a cool life. But anyway, and it was like no time had gone by, and he was also he and his roommate were the ones that came to visit me on Christmas Day, the only people. The other person that came, I was like, I can't look at you because you're like looking at a joint. But they came to visit me even though I didn't want anybody to come visit me on Christmas Day. They just showed up, and he was always like really, really supportive of me. I remember this like one time, it must have been like right like the week before. Well, obviously, I mean, I went out tonight, 28 years ago tonight, I was out, and I feel like, oh, it can't be. No, I think December 17th, 1994 was a Friday. Hold on a second. What is special about December 17th, it says? Oh, that's interesting. Brothers Orville and Wilbur Wright made the first successful sustained flights in an airplane. Day of the week. It was a Saturday. You guys, that is so bizarre. So, I don't know the last time that this happened. I'm sure you guys can figure it out, what, 7 years ago probably. But 28 years ago was exactly this. So this was a Friday night, and Saturday was my first day sober. I woke up in treatment. And I remember I went to the Vogue in Indianapolis. It's in Broad Ripple. And there was like a pageant there that night. There was like some kind of gay pageant, drag queen pageant there that night. And I went with a friend of mine. I remember she got very irritated that I was like as drunk as I was. I like showed up like drunk. And then another one of my friends was there, this guy that I used to date, Jack, who's since passed away. And but we were just friends at that point. And so he was like, why don't you come back to my house, because I don't think you're in any condition to like go home and whatever. And so like he drove my car to his house. And which is interesting, because like I lived like 10 minutes away and he lived like a half an hour away, because he lived like south, like downtown. And so we went there, and like I remember we sat there and talked, and he like took my keys and he was like, you're just gonna stay here tonight and whatever. And then he finally like went to bed, and I like waited long enough where till I knew he was asleep. And then like I went in his bedroom and I like took my keys. And then I remember I like took a bunch of beer, and I took some of his CD or some of his tapes. I remember I took the Sarah McLachlan tape, and I took this Tori Amos tape, which is so weird because I just can't stand Tori Amos. And when I made amends to him, I can remember like he thought that was like the most bizarre thing that I remembered that. And then like I ran outside to my car because it was parked like right out in front. And I remember like I hit the street, and it was snowing a lot outside, and I like hit the ground, and I was like, and like on my butt. And I remember I like looked up, and earlier that day, like before I like when I had woken up and I was like drinking at my apartment and just kind of like getting myself together for the day, I was watching Charlie Brown's Christmas. And God, it's so funny because that's been on my mind like all day today, Charlie Brown's Christmas. I keep like at the post office, I was seeing these cards, and I was like, I really want to watch Charlie Brown's Christmas and all this kind of stuff. It was so bizarre. But anyway, I remember just sitting there on the ground, like in the wet snow, and just like looking up at the snow, and it was like falling in the street lamp I could see, and I was like trying to catch snowflakes, like wasted, with my tongue. Yeah, and that was like my last night. And then I woke up, you know, in treatment on the 17th, and that was my first day sober. It's like crazy to think that it was 28 years ago tonight, exactly, Friday, you know? So bizarre. And I have like such like weird glimpses from that night. Like I can remember like like smoking crack in this alley behind the Vogue, like where you went to the parking lot. I don't remember who I was with. Earlier in that week though, like it had been like frigid cold and like icy and snowy and stuff like that. It was so funny that people thought it was funny when I said icing outside last night. I don't know why I said that. Sleeting is usually what I say, but I said icing. So anyway, but people thought that was funny when I said that. I thought that was kind of funny too. So thank you for noticing that. But anyway, like earlier in that week, we had like all met up and gone out like to this bar here called OP's, Greg's. And I remember there were like literally, maybe it was like Wednesday night or Thursday night, but there were like not even 10 people in the bar. And I remember we were all there, and it was like frigid cold. And this is so weird because I rarely had a thought like this. I can remember I thought to myself, we are like seriously some alcoholics to be like up in this bar on like a Wednesday night with like 6 other people, like when there is nobody out because the weather is this bad. Like how desperate are you to be in a bar like when the weather is this bad and it is this cold and crazy weather outside, and you're in a bar like in this kind of weather? Like I can remember thinking that, but it didn't deter me from being out, you know. But I can remember that. I don't know why I remember that, but anyway, yeah. And then I woke up the next day and I was in treatment. So weird to think that that was 28 years ago exactly. It was like a year ago and I was talking about it, and I think I had never really like looked up to see like what day of the week it was that it had happened. And I had always kind of thought it was a Sunday, because the Vogue, this bar, it's still here in Indianapolis, they used to have a gay night on a Sunday nights, and it was called Boing. And so I thought that I had gone to this Boing thing, partly because this guy that I had met through my friend, this friend of mine, the girl that I almost said her name, that I had gone to elementary, junior high, high school, and college with, she was out that night too. She was the one that was mad at me. And because I was like showed up so wasted. And she always like worried about me and stuff like that. But anyway, she was with this guy. She had become friends with this guy. And who at the time was from Champaign, Illinois. And like she introduced me to him and stuff. I had no recollection of meeting him that night, none whatsoever. But apparently he took a liking to me. So, but I remember like he was the only person that like checked on me while I was in treatment, besides like her and like one other friend of mine, my friend that like called drunk on New Year's Eve, and then her sobriety birth date is New Year's Day, because she got sober on New Year's Day. They were like the only two that called and checked on me and stuff like that. But she would say like, oh, he's been checking on you. He wants to make sure that you're okay and whatever. And I was like, that was real attractive that there was somebody out there that didn't even know me, that was worried about me. And I was kind of consumed with this other guy that I had like dated. I can remember I was like, I would call like all my friends to like want to make sure like what he was doing, whatever. We hadn't even been dating. Like we had been broken up for a while, but I was like, I would call my friends and I'd be like, so is he like been going out? What's he been doing and whatever? And I remember my counselor at the time, who I'm still friends with today, she like came over. I was on these payphones. There was like 3 payphones in a row, and she came over and she stood next to me, and I was like talking to the phone. I was like, blah, 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 and where's he at, and what's happening, and who do you go home with, and all this kind of stuff. And she just hung up the phone, and she's like, it's over, it's done, you're done with that. I go, I can't, what did you just, I was like so pissed. She was like, you're not doing that anymore. She was like, this is done. So I was real excited about the fact that somebody was checking on me. And then when I got out of treatment, he became my immediate first boyfriend. And that's why I always say, because I always thought, you know, that I needed somebody to validate my existence. Like I needed a guy to say that I was okay, that I was good enough or whatever, you know. And I don't even know that until we were in counseling the time before that I ever really even realized that. I don't know that. Like if you had said to me, well, you're the kind of person that needs a partner to validate you, like you need a boyfriend or a man in your life to make you feel like you're good enough, I would have been like, that is BS. Like I am independent, I know my self-worth, I am a good person. But in looking at it, I realized that like I had been in relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship because I didn't really know who I was if I wasn't in a relationship, you know, until Alex and I were looking at not being together anymore. And then I was like, holy crap, like what happens if this doesn't make it? And that was when our counselor looked at me and he goes, and what's going to happen? And I go, I don't know, like I don't know how I'll go on. And he goes, well, will you be able to go on? And I was like, I mean, eventually. And he was like, how? And I go, I don't know, I'll just put one foot in front of the other, I guess I'll make it. And he goes, so eventually you'll be okay. And I said, yeah, but I don't want to, break up with my husband. And he was like, well, of course not. He goes, but you'll be okay if you don't make it. And I go, eventually, yes, I will. And he goes, so you're not dependent on him? And I said, no. And he said, so you choose to be in a relationship with him? And that, everything switched for me on that, you know? And that was like a really pivotal moment for me in realizing, like my own self-worth and me needing to be with somebody in a relationship. Are you gonna break from the show? It sounded to me like he got up, but maybe not, from the bed. But I think until then, it's like, I don't know, and I think maybe when I was younger too, like I know definitely like when I was drinking and I was using, like it took away any kind of inhibitions and I could be whoever I wanted to be or anybody that you wanted me to be, and I was comfortable doing that. And so I think I just wanted to be loved. I just wanted to be liked, like most of us. And I think I had like fought that so hard for so long, like in high school and stuff like that, that like the easiest way to do that was to have a boyfriend, Are you taking a break from the show?
Yeah.
What do you think so far?
I think it's good. Better than the first one.
You got a bunch of Christmas cards from people.
I did.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
I know. You got 3. Caroline and Tanya each got 4.
Why do they get more than I do?
I don't know. Caroline got 5.
Well, that's rude.
Tanya got 4. He said that's rude. Don't worry. I'm sure more are coming.
I'm the one that has to put up with you.
Oh, shush. Anyway. Are you coming down here to interrupt my vlog?
No, I'm taking our dog out.
My vlog of love.
Little light.
He's taking Boo Radley out for a little bit.
I'm talking to you.
You're talking, I'm vlogging. I'm talking to the
Little
people.
potty?
Talking to the peoples. The peoples, the peoples. So yeah, like I usually like every year, like I feel some kind of like weird way about it. I feel sad or I do kind of feel sad about it. I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know why I would feel sad. You know, it's like I'm sober today. I have so much to be grateful for. I say this all the time. Like I say, you know, I have a life beyond my wildest dreams. There's nothing to be sad about. And maybe that's why I'm not this year. I don't know. I think I realize today I have a lot to be grateful for, you know. My life, definitely. My health and my sobriety. And then everything else comes, you know, out of that. And so I think I'm just super, super grateful, you know, in a way that, I don't know, it makes me like not look at the past. It makes me realize that, and I've always known this, like I've always known that the past served a purpose to get me to where I'm at today. I think sometimes it's really hard for me when I see that image of that. Like, I mean, I was a kid, I was 22, you know, and I was really 22 going on about 15. And I look back on that and I think about that kid, that sad kid, you know, that was like living alone and he was just really just not stable and was trying to be something he wasn't and just wanted to be loved and was just a wreck and was putting anything in his body to make him feel some kind of way or not feel some kind of way. And so I think I feel sad for that kid. You know, but I don't feel sad this year. And I don't know, maybe it's because of everything that's happened this year that, you know, I feel a different sense of gratitude. I don't know. It's cold, isn't it? Frigid, he said. It's 31, but it feels like it's 22.
Feels like it's negative 17.
Feels like it's negative 13. Is it snowing?
Yeah, there's like a foot of snow.
There's a foot of snow? Oh, wait. One of those cards for you is actually for Tanya Jean. Tanya Jean got 5 cards too. And what I love on here is that they all put Tanya Jean on the card. Yours have your last name on them. Boo Radley got some cards too. So, anyway. Well, I think I'm going to get off here now, you guys, so I can start rendering this video and relax a little bit. And I will be back tomorrow. I might do a shorter one tomorrow, depending on what time Tanya and I decide that we're going to hang out. So that'll just depend. And depend on how many other videos I make on my other channels. But anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. And it's been nice. This has been nice tonight. So thank you for having a little conversation with me. Dangling conversation, Simon and Garfunkel said. And hope you guys are having a magically amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want, or your weekend, or your week. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. You might just be putting a smile on their face. Let me hide behind it. You might just be putting a smile on their face. What are you cooking up in there? you might just be putting a smile on their face, making them feel better, or cheering them up. And it's the holiday spirit, right? And also remember to be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and also be kinder and love yourself. Be kinder to yourself and love yourself a little bit more. And I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.